We're live.
Always.
Yes. Well, we're back with Willing Snackrifice. So I should probably start it properly. Yeah.
You should.
Hello and welcome to episode 39 of Willing Snackrifice. I'm Mike.
And I'm Liz.
And this is our Whoa Canada episode.
Oh, Canada.
Whoa Canada. Because we got a whole bunch of Canadian snacks to get through tonight. And yeah, this is... sadly, it's a lot of sweet.
It's a lot of sweets. I mean, we're in February. It's the month of excessive chocolate.
Yes.
So we are in form for
Right.
February with lots of sweet stuff. Sweets for my sweet or from my sweet.
Hey, little column A, little column B.
After our hiatus that we've been on for a few weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of almost like a dry January, but like a snackless January.
Not a dry snack. Because I like dry snacks.
Everybody likes dry snacks. If you don't like dry snacks, well, you might be gluten intolerant. But...
Yeah, there's some really good dry snacks. But we do have a lot of snack boxes to get through too. So those will be coming in the next few weeks. But we figured we better get through the rest of the Canadian snacks that we have. So that is tonight. So normally the way we kick this off, right, is with a drink, and we do have some drinks, or we do have a drink to try tonight.
Yeah, with everything sweet, I didn't want to do 2 drinks because then, oh my god,
yeah,
so much sugar.
But we did get some personalized merch from my sister for Christmas. So we have our own Willing Snackrifice glasses. We do have shirts. We didn't wear them on this episode, but we will wear them on maybe next week's episode. We'll debut them then. But yeah, we got some really cool glasses and got some shirts, so you'll see that. And I don't know. If it takes off, maybe someday we'll actually offer merch. How about that?
Let us know if you'd be interested in Willing Snackrifice merch.
Yeah. I doubt that we have that many viewers that are really going to warrant us.
You never know.
Merch. But why don't we get to our drink?
Okay.
So I once again went to Ohio over the New Year's holiday, and I came back with some more Faygo soda to try.
And if you're wondering, like, well, what's so special about Faygo? I've heard of Faygo. Faygo's, all over. Not here.
Yeah, we don't have it here, so it felt like a fun little thing for us to do with because the snack boxes we get don't come with drinks, and that's one of the things we kind of missed when we
Tokyo Treat,
when we ended Munch Pack and Tokyo Treat, is both of those used to have drinks. We just didn't like everything else about those boxes.
Well, they just got repetitive.
They got that's my point. They got really repetitive, and that's kind of what we didn't like about those boxes. So we decided to kind of procure drinks of our own, and they may not necessarily be related to what we're having, but they're fun drinks, and
they're not something we normally get.
Right.
They're not local to here, or they're international.
Right. Something unique to try.
At least unique to us.
Right. So tonight we got a Faygo root beer in the big 24-ounce bottle.
In the big 24-ounce bottle.
The super mega one.
Yeah.
I can't wait till some of the other flavors that we have.
So cheers.
Cheers. Oh, plastic.
No, they're glass.
They're glass?
Uh-huh.
That sounds plastic.
Uh-uh.
I thought...
Just because they're cold.
I thought maybe... she did plastic just so I'd be safe, because sometimes I drink some beers when we do this. But I digress. The root beer is pretty good.
It actually is really good. It doesn't have that bitter.
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't have a huge amount of bite to it.
It doesn't have bite. I like it. It's up there with A&W and
yeah. It's smooth.
It's smooth.
Oh, I almost dropped that.
That would be bad.
It almost slipped out of my hands. But what do you say? Why don't we get to our first snack? And I think since we have so much chocolate, we might as well just tear the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, well, please don't.
Not that Band-Aid. the chocolate Band-Aid.
I stabbed myself today washing dishes.
So we have a Cadbury Wunderbar.
Is it Wunderbar or is it Wunderbar?
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar.
A peanut butter caramel experience. It's a Wunderbar. You seem puzzled by that.
I was just reading the French underneath.
Oh.
Because it looked like it said something about arachnids. And I'm like, I'm not eating spiders.
It kind of does. I don't.
It says dual. I can't do it. I don't speak French, but dual caramel, Archie.
Archides.
Archides.
Yeah.
So.
Anywho. Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. I fuss with my sweater. My Maggie Muggles sweater.
Oh, this one's a little.
It's loaded.
It had a caramel explosion. Oh, look at that. That's pretty beauteous. That's a beauteous tear of caramel there. Yeah.
It smells like a Butterfinger, kind of.
And I mean, it's got caramel. It's got peanut butter. Sounds like it's got a cookie in there.
I think it's like. I think the crunchy bit is like the inside of a Butterfinger, like the peanut butter.
Oh yeah, I can see
It's
that.
good.
It is good. Caramelly, peanut buttery. Not really sweet. Not really overly sweet. Yeah. I was expecting this to be a sugar
Good
bomb.
chocolate.
Yeah.
My nose is already running. No, good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Good start. We wrap it up with some corn syrup.
All right.
That is really refreshing root beer, I gotta say. Enjoy it.
It probably pairs well with this candy bar.
I mean, they're both. I mean, the root beer is very sweet. I'm not used to it. I don't drink a lot of pop.
Yeah, we really don't. I think these bottles of Faygo are the only pop that we have in the house.
No, I think I have one bottle of cream soda, like the craft
soda
that I bought a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you're probably right. Maybe some of that ginger ale yet.
Yeah, but it's like it sits in our refrigerator for a long time.
Yeah.
We don't run out and buy it. It's one of those things where I've read that when you're a kid, you think alcohol is the grown-up drink.
Right.
No, it's water.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, what do you say? Why don't we do like a cookie kind of item?
Okay.
So we do love some Stroop waffles.
We do. I could have made some tea to warm them over, but
Sorry. So we have Double Dutch mini waffle bites. They're soft baked, caramel filled with a hint of cinnamon.
Ooh, I like cinnamon.
And these are resealable too, so that's nice.
You don't feel obligated to eat all of them.
Obligated.
Oh, they smell cinnamony. Mini cinnamony.
Yes. Maybe about the diameter of like a silver dollar.
Do they still make those?
I don't know, but the book I just read had silver dollars in it, so that's why I said it.
I haven't seen one in forever.
They're chewy.
They are. They're good.
I'll definitely get the cinnamon.
Yeah. I have to say, though, they don't beat my favorites. The Trader Joe ones. I mean, the Trader Joe Stroop waffles, if you've never tried them, they are worth buying just for the smell of when you open, because they come in a little can, which again, you can reuse and that's fun. But just to open them, the smell is like this buttery caramel cookie, and it's so comforting and addicting. These are good. I do like these.
Do you remember when our friend Allison sent me Stroop waffles from, it was like from the Pennsylvania Dutch community?
Mm-hmm.
And she sent me like a whole tin of them.
They were like somewhere like chocolate dipped.
For Christmas or birthday one year. I remember, and they were so good.
They were.
Yeah. Those were really good. I mean, if you're getting like local ones, the one like you said, the ones at Trader Joe's are really good. I do agree with that. But like those ones were, and they had all sorts of different. They were dipped in different things, and I remember some of them were dipped in chocolate, and it recommended you put them over like your coffee or whatever, and the chocolate would start to melt, and it was they were so tasty.
It's funny. Stroopwafels is kind of a funny thing. Like 5 years ago, I wouldn't have known what one is. But
Right.
it seemed like they came out of nowhere and they got super popular. I don't know if it was a Instagram thing or a TikTok thing, and they just kind of blew up. And then they kind of died down. But I mean, I think they've made it into, at least the Americans have embraced the Stroopwafel. I'd like to have a real one someday, like the ones that they sell in carts. And is it Netherlands?
I think so. That would be pretty awesome.
Or Sweden. I'm sorry if it's not the Netherlands.
We'll go to Stroopwafel land.
Let's ask the Googles.
Sure.
You can open up our
next. What do you think we should go next?
Do you want to do a Stroopwafel to Stroopwafel? Do you want to do like a vertical?
We could.
It's not really vertical because it's not the same thing, but
we have more waffles. These are I think I got these at the duty free shop as we're coming back across the border, and there are these chocolate waffles, soft bake and chocolate filled.
Holland.
So we gotta go to Holland.
Stroopwafels originate in Holland. I was close.
These look almost like chocolate covered.
Canada coast to coast. They're chocolate Stroopwafels. Oh, they're like chocolate dip.
I didn't know that.
I'll be dipped. Want to just have half of one each?
Sure. We can do that. They are pretty big.
They are big. Too. They're heavy, and we've got a lot of sweets. And I'm glad I did this over the table. Chocolate everywhere. There you go.
I'm still putting it back on.
It doesn't have that cinnamon smell, so these ones don't, I think, have cinnamon in them.
Yeah, I didn't get any notification. There is cinnamon.
There is.
On the ingredients.
Well, they're not cinnamon forward, at least in smell.
Yeah, I don't smell cinnamon, but they're chocolate colored.
And they're chocolate coated because it crumbled all over the table when I broke it in half. Those don't taste like anything.
They lack flavor.
Like they don't even really taste like caramel.
No.
That's disappointing.
That's weird.
It's like the chocolate ruined the Stroopwafel. Maybe I'm a Stroopwafel purist.
The mini ones are a lot better.
They are.
Like 10 times better.
Much more flavor. I'm even going to finish that. It's not worth the... No.
It's just...
bland. It's not. It's like it's barely sweet.
Yeah.
You don't get any of the caramel. You don't get that butteriness from caramel. The chocolate
now, as
doesn't
I took
add
a drink,
anything to it.
I started to get like a little bit of like a sugary sweetness, but that's really disappointing.
Oh, Canada.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's up with that. Where do you want to go next?
Why don't we do regular chocolate to get
like one of these
to recover the chocolate? Yeah.
Okay. Let's hold this off.
Yeah, because that's going to be a
let's do this.
Taste bud killer. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Well, I've never had this version of it.
So this is a Cadbury Dairy Milk smooth vanilla crème.
So I've had Cadbury chocolate. Love Cadbury chocolate. Like it much better than Hershey's.
The color on it's weird.
I've had that discussion to death. Probably should do that. We don't. I mean, we get Cadbury chocolate here, so it's not a big deal. But I have never seen this chocolate bar. here. We usually get the dairy milk, the fruit and nut, the what is it, caramello
It didn't exactly break.
on the lines.
Yeah.
So it's got that Cadbury milk chocolate where it starts to melt the instant your fingers touch it. Like,
And then the inside
mm,
has like a white cream.
this is delicious. Yeah, literally, like I'm touching it, my fingerprints are already in it. And it's just like so creamy and soft. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Good job, Cadbury. I mean, you usually do a good job, but good job.
That's tasty.
Mm-hmm.
These I would like go up and like we go up to Canada, get more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's just, if chocolate could be a hug, it says, I love you. You're special.
Now, what I'm afraid of though is we're going to go to something next and we're going to be disappointed. But especially if it's chocolate.
Maybe we should jump to something not chocolate.
Yeah. We got a couple non-chocolate items to do. So let's do these.
Because that was really rich.
What I'm afraid, the two things I'm really afraid of are honestly that and that. Is that they're not going to be very good.
We'll try them.
But I'm not going to tell the audience what those are. But next up, I didn't even show. We have Cleary's maple cream cookies. I thought that might be a nice break.
So when I saw this box, I was originally very excited because I thought they were maple sugar candies, which what?
They're just huge.
Oh. If you've never had a maple sugar candy or a maple sugar leaf, find one. They're delicious.
Oh, just smell.
Maple syrup. If you like maple syrup. These are enormous. It's like, wow.
Like when I opened this up and took this out of the package, I'm like, oh my God, this is heavy.
These are huge. It's like as big as the palm of my hand. And they're super thick, full of mapley goodness. They smell.
They smell amazing. Like as soon as I open up the cellophane,
I'm just afraid it might be one of those things that smells better than it tastes. I need to clear my palate. I've still got like Cadbury taste.
which isn't a bad thing to have stick with you, but in this case, you really want to
experience this maple syrup.
God, it smells like a breakfast item. Like,
it smells like pancakes.
Yeah.
Oh, lost on my cookie.
It's weird. It smells more than it tastes.
Yeah, and I knew it. Now, it is good. It is good. If these were out on a plate in somebody's house, I would definitely eat one.
Is it the cream that is?
I don't know where the cookies just taste like cookies. I mean, yeah, the cookies are kind of a hard shortbread. But the cream smells so strongly of maple.
And then it's just almost like...
Meh. So sweeten it.
Yeah. It's good. But not... It doesn't live up to that smell.
It definitely tastes like pancakes. It tastes like you're eating... It tastes like the memory of having eaten pancakes. It's like you had pancakes about an hour ago and you go, That's what this tastes like. But it smells like breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, I hate that. I hate that it smells so good. And I had such high hopes. But I'm like, oh, this is going to be one of those ones that smells better than it tastes.
Yeah. And don't get us wrong. We're going to eat them.
Yep. If you're wondering, it's late. We had dinner. And there's all this sweet stuff. I'm trying not to get sick.
Where do you want to go next?
Sure.
More maple?
Yeah, let's see if we can extrude some maple out of something
So
that isn't just the smell.
So far, the big box of stroopwafels, the
Fail.
maple cookies, and these truffles are the 3 items I bought at the
Duty free.
duty free.
Canada, you're disappointing the people that are coming through your duty free because you give them these maple cookies and they smell like heaven and they taste like.
So these are truffles. They're maple caramel crunch truffles.
I'm gonna have to try those cookies again tomorrow with like a absolutely clear palate with like no sweets before it. Because spicy food isn't the only thing that kind of wrecks your palate.
They look like truffles.
They smell mapley again, but I don't know if it's going to pull through.
I get a little.
Now, there's more maple flavor in these than there is in the cookie.
Those I really like.
What's weird is, so they have that traditional truffle creamy yumminess, and they're coated in like a cocoa powder. They're just little. They're very creamy. They're very soft in the middle. They melt in your mouth. They've got little bits of crunch, and I think that's where the maple is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
And with the maple and the chocolate, it almost triggers a coffee flavor. And again, it's very breakfasty, reminiscent of like pancake breakfast. It's good.
Yeah, those were of the duty-free items. Those were probably the best.
Mm-hmm. That's not saying a lot, unfortunately, because the other two were kind of.
Yeah.
All right, we need to go. We need to go savory. I need a break.
Okay, so we have one savory item.
One savory.
One. And these were just I know you told me when I went, no all-dressed chips, but these look unique enough that I figured we'd just try them.
Because we've done all-dressed chips on Willing Snackrifice before. Again, one of those things that has migrated into the States where people have experienced them now in the States.
But this brand was unique, I think, and I saw it and I was like, let's try it. So these are from Covered Bridge potato chips. They're crinkle cut, dark russet potato chips, all dressed. All dressed.
All dropped.
All dropped.
Can I see it real quick? I want to see where is Covered Bridge out of? Again, it's interesting that all of the labeling is both in English and French.
New Brunswick.
Yep.
Looks like.
Yep. New Brunswick.
So, trying to think of my geography. Further east, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, these are big.
All those big chips.
And they have a very barbecue and ketchup smell. It's pretty standard too, an all-dressed chip.
I got a nice burnt one.
Yep. Those are good. The chip itself is really good.
Good crunch.
Yeah. I bet that their regular potato chips that aren't all dressed, like the regular plain ones, are delicious if they use these same chips.
Good flavor of the potato itself.
Yeah.
Like the seasoning, everything is good. But when you get through that and you get to the actual chip itself, really nice. Very,
really.
very good chip.
Just the potato flavor it doesn't. So if you think Lay's potato chip, It just tastes like salt and crunch. This actually has the flavor of a baked potato.
Mm-hmm.
That potatoes aren't flavorful in general, but this is a flavorful potato. So if you had to describe to somebody what all dress tastes like,
it's got kind of like a combination of like a lot of like the different types of chips that you've had. Like you taste like some sense of like barbecue. You get a little bit of like almost like a tang, like a salt and vinegar in a way. Maybe like sour cream and onion. It's just like a mix of all of those, like an amalgam of all of those different types of chips in one.
in French, would you call it a melange?
Maybe.
So here's the other fun thing about these chips. The ingredients list. In America, we're used to an ingredients list about that long. This one, it's got potatoes, canola oil, vinegar, sugar, salt, maltodextrin, which is to keep it fresh, yeast extract, tomato powder, spices, and smoke flavors. No xanthan gum, no polysorbate 80.
Right.
No, so it's very, I mean, they don't say like organic or anything, but they are very
Real tasting.
real. Yeah. Like if somebody made these at home, I could believe it. These are good. Good job, Covered Bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. Really, really quite delicious. So that was a good call, I think.
Yeah. I'm glad you disobeyed orders.
I do often. What next?
Let's go. Oh my God.
Okay. These just jumped out on the shelf at me.
Did they jump off the shelf at you?
They jumped off the shelf. Yeah. Liz said, oh my God. They're literally OMG. They're milk chocolate clusters with almonds and toffee.
So I'm hoping it's like an almond toffee turtle.
And since you asked the question before, they're a product of Winnipeg, Manitoba.
We're bouncing all over Canada here.
Oh, yeah. We don't mess around. All right.
Pick up.
There's your cluster. There's my cluster.
That's like a cluster. Hopefully it's not a cluster.
Mug.
Yeah.
A cluster mug.
It smells like cardboard. Which is weird because it's not in cardboard. Kind
of bland.
I mean, we just came off of those Aldrich chips. So, the nuts are good. I like the almonds. The chocolate doesn't have a strong chocolate flavor. This could be white chocolate for all of the chocolate flavor it's giving. I'd eat it like as a movie snack. It's not heavy. They're very light. I could see sitting there in the movie theater eating like, a handful. It's a movie snack, really, in my head. Because it's crunchy, but not like loud crunchy. And it's sweet, but not disgustingly sweet.
Right.
And the nuts are really good. I like there's lots of almonds in it.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. They don't skimp.
No, not at all.
It's not like, whoa, best ever, and it's not a turtle, which is disappointing because I like turtles. But it's good. I give it a C+.
Yeah.
I'm like getting a little mountain of snacks I'm not finishing.
That's okay.
Because
We've
the
still
rules of
got-
Snackrifice are that I have to try it, not that I have to finish it.
Sure.
And if I finish it, I'm going to go into diabetic shock.
And we still have 4 things left.
We still have 4 things, and they are all sweet.
Yeah.
So let's go celebration, because I feel like those are British.
I mean, they have the Canadian flag on them, and they're a product of I think it's Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
It's down there, right? The white lettering on that is.
Quebec.
Quebec?
Well, it says there's a few different plants that make it.
Okay.
There's Quebec. There's Hawkesbury, Ontario. Cornwall, Ontario.
Okay.
Something Ontario.
So Quebec and Ontario, for the most part. But we didn't get celebration. Caramel truffle cookies.
Biscuits à the
Chocolat au lait. It says that right there.
milk chocolate, and then butter cookies.
Oh, biscuits. Oh,
And they're caramel truffle.
mm-hmm.
And they are in the tray. Here, hold it. You don't have to continue to hold it.
I know, I'm just fooling around.
We're just funning.
Just joking around, just having some fun. Oh,
They're very cute. They got a little stamp on them.
Gracias.
Is that like Canadian Parliament or something on the cover?
It could be. I don't know.
Hey, Canada people. Is this your capital?
Where's Andre Lalonde when we need him? Should just send a picture to him and go, "Hey, Andre."
I feel like it's their government seat or something. I'm gonna put these back in the box. Mike is distracted because there's a hockey game playing. Okay,
The
these
penguins just
smell
tied
good.
again.
Yeah.
I totally do. I gotta get my nose.
Why?
Because I just shoved the whole thing in my mouth. And
He was distracted and just went, hum.
I did. I start the whole process over again.
The chocolate is good. The cookie is. I get the caramel. I like it. I like it better than the maple cookies.
Yeah.
It's
nice.
weird that the chocolate and caramel feel cold in your mouth. It's got like a cold sensation.
Well, maybe a little, yeah.
It's like the cookie is warm and the chocolate is cold, but it's not cold in our house.
It's like as you chew on it, it like releases a cold vapor. It's very
ghost
strange.
Cookies. Mm.
Yeah, very interesting. All right.
Oh Lord. Okay, go on. I can't do
Got
it.
3 things left.
Nibbles. These are going to be nibbles.
So
Nibbles.
we have a Nestle Aero truffle bar.
At least it's mostly air.
Chocolate mousse flavored.
Mousse.
Chocolate mousse.
Oh, different moose. Well, Canada has moose.
We do.
And apparently they also have moose. I want to split like one square. Because I can't. Don't give me a whole one. If somebody told you as a kid that eating sweets would ever be torture.
There you go. That's a tiny piece.
Smells good.
Got that classic like bubbles of the arrow.
Mm. It doesn't taste any different to me than a regular Aero bar. I'm not getting chocolate mousse.
It tastes very creamy.
Yeah, it's good. Not as good as the Cadbury, but good.
No. The Cadbury is like next level.
It's like I said, it's if chocolate could hug, it'd be a Cadbury.
Yeah.
The Aero's good. It's a little bit more like sugar grainy texture than the Cadbury, which is one of the reasons. And then the second, it's not as chocolatey. But I've had Aero bars before, and it kind of just tastes like a regular Aero bar. I'm not getting a chocolate mousse.
So
texture or flavor.
That we went from those OMG clusters to those celebration cookies, and then to the Aero bar. You could see the level and the quality of the chocolate just going
up. It's like the Cadbury was up here. I'm like, okay, so the chocolate cookie was the chocolate soup waffle was down.
Yeah.
sub basement. And then we went Cadbury, which through the roof.
Right.
And then OMG chocolate clusters, and then celebration, and then Aero bar. So we've kind of been all over the bar graph here.
Yes.
Of Canadian chocolate experience.
Right.
So America is not alone in its diverse spectrum of quality chocolates.
I would say though, like the lower level ones would probably still
be better
better than most of like the American chocolate that we can get. Actually, and I mean you didn't mention them, but the how do I do it? I mean, if you got to include these in on the chocolate discussion because
those were really good.
Those were probably between the celebration and
the Aero bar.
The Aero bar, yeah. All right.
I'd actually put them above the Aero bar as far as chocolatiness.
That's a fair argument.
Because the Aero, like I said, it had like that sugar grainy, like it's not fully creamy.
Yeah.
Which is what I like in my chocolate.
Yeah. So we have two left.
And they're both chocolate.
Yes. We have this, which I mean we've had regular Canadian Kit Kats before, yeah.
Right. So, and we beat this horse to death about how Canadian Kit Kats are different than American ones.
But this seemed like a special bar, right? This looks different. The packaging is different. This looks like a higher end Canadian Kit Kat. So we're gonna try that and see how it is.
It's in like a red foil package.
Yeah, I mean this is like fancy,
It's not in that plastic red, like that real thin plastic. This is more of a foil pack.
Right.
And we've talked about the difference between Nestle in Canada and Mars, I think, which does the chocolate.
I don't know if there we go.
Did you break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar?
I certainly did. So there we go. Classic looking
Kit Kat.
Yeah, but thick, big.
It's fat.
Smells good.
It's what I expect from a Canadian Kit Kat. Creamy chocolate, not waxy like American. The cookie inside is the same. And there's slightly more chocolate.
Actually, I would venture to say that the wafer cookie inside has like a better flavor to it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think it does.
You're more of a Kit Kat connoisseur than I am.
Yes. I am a connoisseur of Kit Kats.
You do. It's one of your favorite candy bars.
It is.
Like where I'll go for a Three Musketeers or a Snickers, he will almost universally get a Kit Kat.
I mean, you've seen like when we've traveled, like, and we'll be on the road somewhere. We'll stop at like a gas station or whatever.
For a snack.
My go-to snack is this is like almost like this is almost like the newlywed game.
Raspberry iced tea and a Kit Kat bar.
Very good.
Gee, I think how many years did it take me to know that? I don't know.
Not long.
No.
All right,
So,
one left.
One more, but it's Cadbury.
Yes, it
So,
is.
Yay! Ending hopefully on a high note. Yay!
But this is going to be maybe the most different of the chocolate bars that we've had tonight. You know, so this was a reach. I feel like as far as like different goes. This is a Cadbury burnt almond dark.
I'm excited because I like Cadbury chocolate.
The description down at the bottom: dark chocolate and chopped almonds, and then in French. Chocolat noir et amandes bache.
You're not asking somebody who's ever speaking French. But yeah, I've never had Cadbury dark chocolate, so this will be a new experience. Let's see. Smells dark chocolatey.
That was so close. Oh, look at this. Paul Saunders. Oh, Paul, we have a question for you. Since you came on late, maybe you can shed
We're going to lose something because of the cat.
Oh, hold on. Paul, we have a question. We got these cookies. And on the cookie, I don't know if you can see that or not, there's like a building. Is that like the Canadian Parliament?
Or a government
or
building
government
of some
building
kind?
of some sort?
We apologize for our ignorance of your country, even though it's so close. So we're just waiting for Paul to tell us what is the building on the celebration. I mean, obviously we could have probably Googled that, but
We could have.
So
we thought maybe it was familiar looking. If you don't have any clue, Paul, that's okay. It's just your timing was impeccable. You'll look up a better image.
So, burnt almond dark chocolate. That's good. I mean, it's not as dark as a lot of dark chocolates because it's still creamy. The almonds in it are delicious. They don't taste burnt, they just taste roasted. This tastes like hot cocoa. Like real hot cocoa.
Like the dark chocolate doesn't have like that really, really bitter dark chocolate. Mm-hmm. It tastes darker, yes, but it's almost a more creamy dark chocolate. It's very. Sometimes they have like a percentage.
Yeah, I'm looking. Like a cacao.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate made with sugar, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa butter. It doesn't say. Which is fine. It's not like I said, I like it. It's pleasant. I'm always gonna. I mean, I have yet to find a Cadbury chocolate I don't like, but I like the milk chocolate better. I mean, it's good. I definitely will eat this, or we'll eat this with you at some point when I am not.
Oh,
looks like it may be the Chateau Frontenac in Quebec City.
Neat.
Oh,
thank you, Paul.
Because we were wondering, what is this building on these Canadian cookies?
Our once again, our Canadian correspondent, Paul Saunders. So, that concludes our Whoa Canada.
So what were your high points of Whoa Canada?
Okay, so wow, we had a lot.
We did, and we forgot all about this one when we were talking about the chocolate.
Oh yeah, the Wonder Bar.
So the Wonder Bar was great.
It was good.
I mean, it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked the caramel. The dairy milk with smooth vanilla cream was probably one of my favorites.
Right. So okay. So my top favorites: the dairy milk vanilla that you just mentioned. Actually, surprisingly, these the maple caramel crunch truffles were really good. Those were fantastic.
The cinnamon stroopwafels.
Oh yeah, the mini waffle bites. Those were really good. I liked. I mean,
The all dressed.
good night. All three of these. And then finally, these all dressed potato chips. These Cover Bridge potato chips were tasty.
They were, and they tasted. I mean, the ingredients list looked really good as far as not a lot of preservatives or weird. Like what is that chemical in there?
Right.
It was very like salt, vinegar, barbecue sauce, like so it was, or barbecue flavor, things like that. And it tasted. I don't want to say cleaner, but it tasted more like a potato and seasoning rather than random frankenfood. So we liked
quite a few of these things.
Tammy's favorite is all dressed. Have you ever had that brand of potato chip that didn't have seasoning on it, like their regular, the Covered Bridge, like plain? Because the potato flavor, excellent.
Yeah. Those like tasted like a really good potato chip.
Like they just used good ingredients, it felt like. So we named so many things that we liked. So
I mean, granted, I went pretty
like all of it.
All of these, and then the dairy milk that you had.
So
as far as the candy bars,
because we liked almost everything, let's talk about what we didn't like.
There's two items that I thought were maybe my least favorite, and they're disappointed in them.
Right, they weren't gross, but disappointing.
Firstly, and it's not the worst item I think of the night, but it was like kind of like I was kind of mad about them. Were these OMG milk chocolate clusters? I just thought they were kind of bland.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where the chocolate wasn't very good. If the chocolate was a better quality chocolate, they would have been awesome.
Yeah.
But again, also to go back to my original comment on like some of these things, is this an ingredients list or a chemistry experiment? Because these ingredients, I mean, granted, it's both in English and French, but they are a lot of ingredients.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Like a lot of preservatives, zinc oxide. There's just a lot of stuff. So I think that makes them a little less. I mean, even aside from how they taste, if I was out and I was at the grocery store and Mike's like, "Hey, why don't we get those?" My first thing would be like, "What's in them?" And I'd be like, "Oh, stuff that I don't think should be in food."
Right. Yeah. So those
I'd skip.
But definitely the worst item that we had tonight were the Canada Coast to Coast chocolate waffles, hands down.
And it's just because I think they build themselves as chocolate.
And they were incredibly bland.
It says, "Our delicious chocolate waffle cookies," and there is no chocolatiness to them. They're just kind of.
Like I said, like as I had like a drink, I got like a slight sweetness out of them, like right at the end. But other than that, it was.
But like stroopwafels, even plain ones, are supposed to have that buttery caramel in the middle, and it doesn't have to be strong,
right?
But it does have to have that real caramel flavor. The ingredients list is excellent. I mean, it's very sugar, flour, cocoa powder, egg, butter. I mean, it reads like a recipe. So, I mean, yay for ingredients lists um, for quality. But unfortunately, it says chocolate filled. So they're not even caramel in the middle, and the chocolate does not come through. So that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
The celebrations were good. They were weird. They have like this trick that they do when you eat them. So the cookie is room temperature. Well, everything here is room temperature. Our house is about 68 to 70 degrees, depending on what room you're in. But like the cookie is normal, but when you bite in and like you get to the caramel in the middle, for some reason the caramel feels cold in your mouth. And there's no mint or anything in it that I can see in the ingredients.
Like glycol.
Hall's cough drop. There's mentholyptus in the, no, there isn't. But I don't know what it is. Maybe because the caramel inside is like a liquidy a little bit. So the liquid feels cold in comparison to the dry cookie. I'm just spitballing here. So yeah, these were big disappointment. They don't taste like anything. I don't think I'm going to reach for these. You could bring these to work and put them out and have people have them. I don't want them. They will rusticate in our pantry because I know he won't eat them either.
I may try them again tomorrow. Like maybe we'll take them to work and try them with like coffee. Might be worth
giving it a second shot.
Yeah.
I think but like the disappointing thing was those, like, you know, so those I won't eat.
Right.
And the OMG, those are desperate.
Yeah.
Desperate for something sweet. But again, probably going to sit in the pantry. These, I wanted to like them because they smell so good. Maple cream cookies, and you just open it was just maple, and it smelled so good. And then I had a bite, and it didn't taste like maple, and I've got the rest of it here. And it still smells delicious. It still smells like brown sugar and maple and happiness. And nope.
I like you thought like it was gonna change somehow, like that it was gonna just suddenly gonna become this end all.
Like it was be like wine, it just needed air.
Yeah, like it needed to be aerated.
It's still good.
20 minutes.
They're still tasty. I am going to eat these. You don't need to take them to work. There is maple flavor in them, but it's not as powerful as the smell that came across when you open them.
That's the weird thing. I can't quite figure it.
I think because the cookie is so big and the cookie is not maple,
right,
that it detracts from the cream in the middle that is maple. Can I say maple more? Maple.
You can try.
But yeah, just disappointing. Not bad. I'm not going to eat them. These are probably going to be very good with coffee or tea.
Sure.
Afternoon tea, probably. Because I think coffee would just obliterate them as far as flavor.
Right.
They're very delicate flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful smell. I would just open the box and leave it out as like potpourri. It smells so good. So obviously next time you need to not disappoint me.
By what?
What did I think those were?
Oh, you thought they were the maple sugar candy things.
Yep, the little maple leaves that are made out of maple sugar.
Well, how about this?
I love those.
The next time I go to Canada, you come with.
Depends on where you're going.
Well, you know, whatever. We can figure that out.
Like, I'm going out for a weekend with the guys. Maybe not. You don't want me then.
So we did get another comment from Paul. Tammy says the Dare maple cookies are the best.
We will have to make a note of those
and try those out. On our next Whoa Canada episode.
Yeah, we'll have a revisiting of Whoa Canada with more salty snacks and less trying to give Liz type 2.
Or should I have said it the way I really wanted to say it?
Go ahead.
Whoa, Canada. You got a Joey Lawrence, it
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we don't want to go up there and go, "Oh yeah, Liz loves maple," and just buy like everything maple.
All the maple.
All the
We'll have a whoa maple episode.
like maple cookies and maple candy and maple pop. That would actually.
You'd be like the.
I'd be interested in trying. Is there maple syrup flavored soda?
We should go to that place in Cleveland. I bet they have it. But I was gonna say, just hear me out. How about a maple cream soda? That
Awesome.
sounds good. I mean, these are maple cream cookies, but I think maple cream soda would be a good idea.
Oh.
Just my thought. But yeah, I mean, there's obviously there's more stuff that we could always get. We could explore more of the chip aisle and obviously more of the candy aisle.
Or crackers.
Crackers, sure. We could see what we could find. The cookies that Paul mentioned, the Dare Maple cookies. Apparently, though, I mean, the biggest thing is maybe not to buy all the snacks from the duty-free shop.
Yeah, let's actually go to the
about
grocery
3
store.
snacks from the duty-free shop.
And we can buy definitely more Cadbury chocolate. I'm not opposed to that. We don't need to review it. We can just eat it because we've already kind of reviewed a lot of the chocolate. Unless you see something.
I don't remember any of them.
You just have to do it again.
We'll have to do it all over again.
We don't keep track.
We do a little bit, but not like we don't have like written records of everything that we've had.
But you know, the same thing kind of carries through is that Cadbury is better than Hershey by a marathon, and not a marathon bar like 26 miles. And the Canadian Kit Kats are better than American ones because there's more chocolate to cookie ratio. The chocolate is a better quality. Mike says the wafer cookie in the middle is better. I'm not, again, a Kit Kat connoisseur.
And this one, it tasted better. Just saying.
But there is more chocolate. It's a bigger amount, a greater amount of chocolate.
Overall, we went through over the last few months a lot of these different candy bars and stuff like that. And I know you weren't the biggest fan of them, but some of the specialty Kit Kats that we bought kind of like in this series were fantastic. And again, they were so good.
I have a limit, and this episode really pushed my limit.
Oh, good night, Paul.
Good night, Paul.
Thanks for chiming in, and thanks for doing a little research for us.
I have a limit to how much sweet I can consume. And this episode really, I have a little stack of stuff that I didn't finish. Even if I liked it, I just can't. My body is just like, stop. So this is a lot of sweet.
And you notice I even took small bites of things tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my sweets, but
we
knew this was going to be a huge undertaking tonight.
I love my chips and I love my crackers and savory, salty items, and I could just sit there num 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 num. Chocolate is sometimes food, so eating this much of it in one, is. Yeah, and I know. I mean, like I said, I will keep going back to that Cadbury Dairy Milk one. So, just comforting, and you're like, oh God, I really go for a piece of chocolate, and you get that, and you're like, that's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
It scratches the itch. Yeah. You know, you're not like, oh, it's shitty chocolate, or oh, it's
right.
It'll do. No, that's you're like, I want chocolate. Somebody hands you that, you eat it, and you're like, that is precisely what my dopamine receptors wanted in my head. Thank you.
But that is basically the conclusion of all of our Canadian snacks that we had. But don't worry, we have more coming your way.
So much more.
We have quite a few Universal Yums boxes to get through. We even have
a special.
We do have a special episode probably next week.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. It is Valentine's Day next Tuesday. And we have a special Universal Yums Valentine's box. I'm gonna we'll
spoil it
talk
a little
about it. We're gonna levy a little bit of criticism towards Universal Yums for what they did with this box. Granted, there is one thing I know that they were like, "Hey, you get an extra item," and it was like one of the previous snacks, and I picked out one that I knew that I really enjoyed, which were those popcorn truffles. Even though they're really weird, I like them. But
we're gonna give them some stick.
We're gonna give them, even though we love Universal Yums.
We have not lost our love for you guys, Universal Yums, but I think he did his dirty on the Valentine's, because again, it's not a standard box. It is not the monthly box. It is an upcharge item.
Yeah.
Saying basically we have this special Valentine's Day box.
They repeated items.
Yeah. So in my mind, a special upcharged Valentine's Day box would contain Valentine's Day themed things. Heart-shaped cookies, cinnamon, cherry, a lot of red and pink, and chocolates, like fancy Valentine's chocolates, cherry cordials, even if you don't like them, but like things like that, heart-shaped stuff, love-themed stuff. Because Valentine's Day is all over. It's not just American. Maybe it's more popular here or more commercialized here, but it is something that is around. And there's Valentine's Day candy everywhere and Valentine's Day snacks everywhere. If you can think of it, it's made. But instead, the box is full of stuff that we've already had. Basically, they took all of it was almost like a clearance of everything that they have had in the last maybe 8 or 9 boxes, maybe 10 boxes. And they've just given us more of those things. Now, did we enjoy those things? Probably.
Yeah.
Or most of them, they're not bad things, but they are repeats.
Yeah.
And it's like, we want to do a Valentine's Day episode, but are we going to taste things that we've already had?
We will, but I mean, with a little disappointment there, and it's the first time really that I've been disappointed in something that we've gotten from them. But we'll do it, and we have more boxes beyond that to do. Several, I think.
Got a couple that I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Universal Yums, I know you're probably not listening, but do better with your special offers. Your month to month, we love it. It's great. But when you offer these special upcharged items and you call them a holiday box, whether it's a Christmas box or an Easter box or a Valentine's Day box or a...
Well, do you remember we did the Yuck or Yum one, the Yuck or Yum game, and that was a totally separate thing.
Right.
So that's what I was kind of anticipating is that it was good, because they sent me an email and I was like, oh, this will be fun. This will be different. Well, we typically do them on Tuesdays, so we could do this Valentine's box on Tuesday. It'll be nice and fun to do, something for us to do. We don't generally like to go out to dinner or any of that stuff.
And especially not on Valentine's Day.
I like to go out to dinner, but not on Valentine's Day. Yeah. So we figured, let's do this. And then we get it. I open it up just to kind of take a quick look at it. And as soon as I open it, I go, oh. And Liz is like, what? And it was, there's some repeat items in here. And then we start going through it, and we're like, hey, I remember these. Hey, I remember these. Hey, I remember these.
Oh, and we just had these.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's disappointing. And it's just disappointing. I mean, even if you don't do something like this where you do like a tasting live stream or anything, even if you just buy it to have fun with your family, it's going to be a disappointing box because you've tried all of those things before.
Yeah.
And not because, again, those things are bad. Maybe you enjoyed them. But the whole point of Universal Yums is to try stuff you haven't.
Sure.
So to send a box full of dupes of stuff that you sent before and call it a holiday box, call it a Valentine's Day box, where there are Valentine's Day themed snacks of any kind that I could see in them. Yeah. It's like, I'm disappointed. Right. We'll do it. We'll taste them.
We'll have fun.
We always do. Yeah. But shame on you, Universal Yums. Yeah.
but we'll continue to support, and hopefully you just do better.
Hit us up with your Easter box or whatever you do, and there better be Easter items. Eggs, bunnies, chicks. I don't care if there's a chocolate cross. It's fine. It's Easter. I mean, obviously that's kind of awful, but it's not the first time I would have seen a chocolate cross, to be fair.
Right. All right. Well, what do you say? Why don't we get out of here first?
Get the flock out of here?
Yeah, let's get out of here. I tell you though, Liz, I mean, I have a lot of fun doing this, and we'll keep doing it, and we'll get back to our regularly planned schedule.
Regularly scheduled programming.
Yeah. I mean, maybe not every week, but we'll try and do as many as we can, on the regular.
To get through our backlog.
Yeah, we do have a backlog of boxes, and like I said, we'll do an episode next week for sure on Valentine's Day. But as we often say, it's been real.
It's been fun.
It's been real fun. See you next time. Good night.